After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 517. Today is Monday, August 15th, 2022, as we are recording. All those Catholics out there, happy Solemnity of the Assumption. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
I'm Tari, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning and you are still in the shadows but would like to get more involved, please feel free to press the little subscribe button on your right, not mine, your right, a little red button, and tap the little bell so that you can get notifications so you won't miss any podcasts. If you do want to take part in the alongs, then you need to go to our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. It's in the little description box below the video. Okay. Yeah. So what are we doing from here?
Your tea is first.
My tea is first. I actually have two teas.
So do I.
The one I'm doing right now is called, the reason I have two is because, first of all, I wasn't sure I would like this one because it's community tea and I haven't tried it before. And this is called, and this is Adagio. It's called Peach Oolong. And the last peach one I had from them 2 days ago was really good, so I have high hopes for this one. And it's in my community mug. And the other one I'm going to be having is in my other mug from Adagio that Taya got me for Christmas, the Adagio mug. And this has got Rudolph, which is, I've mentioned this before, this is by Woody. And it's one of my go-tos when I want something to just comfort. So, but right now I'm doing the oolong because that's the one that I need to do a little review on. You're a pain in my neck, and I'm not going to talk over you because I'm cranky today, so don't do that. I'll just let you do the whole
It's a
purpose.
happy song.
I don't care. I'm not going to talk over it.
Well, I didn't actually sing it very loud.
I heard you, and it was confusing me, so don't do that. It's rude.
So, this is what my head looks like mug. This is part of my morning tea. I needed something, whoopsie, it's funny, to keep me
That's it.
awake during I had a neurology appointment on Zoom from a migraine doctor. So I want something to keep me awake for that because I was really tired this morning. So I still have some of it left because I actually fell asleep right before my appointment. His phone call woke me up because he calls and then sends you the Zoom link. But yeah, so this is what my head looks like mug. I have Russian Caravan. This is T-Spot. And this was one that I think I got a mess, or maybe I was looking for some reason on T-Spot for something. Maybe I was looking for more Earl of Grey. I don't know. But then it was like a sale for Father's Day.
T-Spot's not Earl of Grey, is it? I thought that was, okay.
That's T-Spot.
It is?
Yep. T-Spot does that, and your Christmas ones.
Oh, T-Spot. Okay, yeah. I heard T-Spot, and I saw Whistling Kettle.
Oh, okay. No, not Whistling Kettle. Yeah, so we forgot to turn on
I
that.
apologize, guys.
Call from spam. Sorry.
Okay, just let me take care of this.
We're going to put the facts on.
Spam. Sorry.
Let's see here. I don't know how to do the block on this particular phone.
I've never done the block.
I have, but it's usually on the other phone. I can't get to it. Call block. There we go. Yes.
Okay, so she's blocking that.
And now I'll put the...
So yeah, I needed the Russian Caravan Keep Me Awake. I had picked that up because I saw it on a sale for Father's Day, and I ended up really liking it.
Because she's a father.
Well, I think they were thinking like smoky teas for Father's Day, and I'm like, I like smoky teas.
Don't.
So I was like, I'll take advantage of the Father's Day sale.
Sorry about the clinking for you guys with your mugs.
This has Lapsang Souchong in it, and actually, this one isn't one that you usually mind. It's gotten a little cool.
You should just taste this one. It still hasn't settled much. I'm not really overly thrilled with that one.
I think I didn't steep this one.
I like the other one better.
Oh, it smells excellent.
It does. This one.
It's more mild, but it's good.
It tastes like fire smoke.
You see, I don't think it's as strong as I normally like it.
I don't care for that.
There's Lapsang Souchong in here. There's a couple black teas in here.
It's still overpowering this one, but I don't want to do Woody's yet.
Huh, that's so weird.
I don't care for that. Okay.
It's funny, having tasted that made this one taste more. Because it was a little mild to me at first. Now I get my taste back for that. Okay, good. My other mug, this is my, well, it was technically an Easter one, but I want bunnies. Wait, is that no, I guess it looked like a bee from the angle I was looking at, but it's just an egg.
Adagio needs to get an owl one, and then I'll be done.
Well, it has an owl on there.
It does have an owl on there.
I was actually pleasantly surprised to see there was an owl. So in here is...
We need to try and draw that one too. That one should be...
Yeah, that one should be easy, Mom. Chocolate mocha for the little gray cells.
I love that.
And this is honeybush chocolate, and mocha nut. And it's the mocha nut that... I'm sorry, mocha nut mott. I should probably finish that sentence. The mott is what makes it caffeinated and stuff.
And I think I like mott.
Oh, mott is excellent. The only one where you weren't quite sure if you liked it was the yerba mott, which is more of a grassy. It almost tastes like a green tea.
But that wasn't what bothered me about the tea last time.
Well, there must have, maybe it's a combination. There's only been one occasion where I haven't cared for a mott, and it was combined with something that I just didn't like it with. I can't remember what it was.
Well, I've never had it by itself. It wasn't too bad with the peach, because was it the peach that I had it with? I think it was the other peach I had it with.
No, the other peach wasn't a mott. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't a mott.
I don't remember that, because the other one was mango.
Yeah.
Because I've only had 3. This is the third day of the Adagio gave me a free week of the community, and so I'm on. This is the 3rd day. I'm doing it the day before so I can get the pictures taken and the review written up and have it ready for the morning, because I'm rushed in the morning. But okay, so let's move along. I was going to pull for prizes. I haven't, so you guys get an extra week. Okay.
And that she means for the Christmas.
For the Christmas along, yeah. The Christmas in July, which is now in August. But you guys just get more time.
Christmas and summer.
Yeah, you guys just get more time. So I was too whatever, and I just didn't pull. I even said I was going to pull it this morning. I didn't get to it. I just didn't.
Didn't feel like it.
I went, I'll pull it tomorrow. So you guys have until whenever it is I close the thread, you have until then for the Christmas in July/August. Okay.
August.
We do have some alongs going on besides that one. We have the arthritis, cardiac dysautonomia, cal-cal-lal. The hashtag is PHNACD 2022. And this runs from July 1st to September 30th, so we're about halfway, a little more than halfway finished with this one. WIPs and FOs are eligible for prizes. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. 1 WIP per project per week. If you have a gazillion WIPs, you can have a gazillion entries for that week, but 1 per project per week, and the FO whenever it's finished. So even if you've done a WIP for that project on Monday and you finish on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, you can put the WIP in and you can put the finished object in. Okay. Let's see here. Projects don't have to be started during the time of the along. It only has to be worked on during the along. It doesn't have to be finished during the along. It just has to be worked on. Okay. We like seeing the finished ones though, and those are the ones that get you multiple chances of the prize. So,
right.
You know.
So you want those, but even if you're for whatever reason not able to finish, project's too large, your
project ADD,
life happens. You still have the ability to be drawn for prizes if you have a WIP picture.
Yeah. The projects in this along have to be red or some shade of red, including shades of pink, shades of blue, shades of purple, or shades of teal to be eligible for the prizes. And if you guys say it's that shade, for the most part, we're going to take your word for it, because sometimes the monitors don't show things correctly, or the camera lighting or whatever. I know Rena had trouble showing one of her projects. It was showing up a lot lighter than she said. That it was one of my yarns, so I know what the yarn looks like, so I know what she was saying. It just showed up a lot lighter. So we know that you guys tell the truth. We're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Unless it's something completely obvious that that's like black or something, or,
Yeah.
or orange or something that's not in the along, then we're not going to worry about it, okay?
Because we know things like purple have trouble showing up.
Yeah, purples are hard, and sometimes some of the blues are hard too.
Yes.
So anyway, you guys, if you guys say it is, we're gonna take your word for it, okay? The featured patterns and featured yarns. Like I said, if you guys have been with us for any length of time, you know that we have a core of featured patterns and featured yarns. Anything that's Lady Fernicle Creations, anything that's Franciscan Gypsy Designs, and anything that's done by Laura Concert, either to her Laura Concert Designs, I think is what she has her, I'm not even sure what she calls her creations. I don't know what she calls her
I thought you
patterns.
said creations, but honestly, I'm not really sure.
And Lollipop Girl Yarns, although I think her everything is in the same shop, which is Lollipop Girl
Yeah,
Yarns. So anything that Laura did, if it's, if it fits the parameters of the along, then anything by me, Laura, or Talia, whether it's yarn or pattern, is eligible for 3 chances at a prize for the finished object only, and you are responsible for your own multiple postings. Let's see here. That's it for that one. I need a drink. Now it's getting better as it's still mild, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
getting better.
a lot of times they do get better.
I don't think I'll give this one as high a rating as I gave the other one. I did bump the other one up to a 5.
That one's really good.
I mean, it was 4. I put 4.75, but I gave it a 5.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to bump it down to 4. when it's almost.
This one will probably be a solid 4. The Christmas in July, basically the rules are the same, except that this runs, I think it was started like, July 4th or something like that. July 4th, and we were supposed to run it till August 5th, but it will run until I close it. So that way I don't have to keep telling you that it's extended. It'll run probably for another week or two. Or if I get my act in gear, it may close tomorrow. I don't know. Whenever I get the chance to close it and pull the prizes. So you have a little bit of time still for this. And this,
I just want to interrupt you really quickly because Brittany's Monarchs started coming out.
oh, aren't they beautiful?
So Brittany has been babysitting some chrysalises. Is that how it's pronounced?
Chrysalises, yeah.
Of monarch butterflies, and the monarch butterfly
It's endangered.
just came out.
It's endangered.
Yes.
It's endangered.
So I saw it come across my watch, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta show the monarch."
Isn't it beautiful? I forgot how big they are.
Well, I think that's actually JD's hand.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty
But
sure.
JD's almost as big as Brittany.
I guess you're right.
And Brittany's tiny, but,
So yeah, just wanted to show you. That's why you were buzzing too. You got that text.
Oh,
as well.
okay. Anyway. what was I
Sorry,
saying?
it was a monarch butterfly. You don't see those every
I
day.
love monarchs. And apparently they like to lay their eggs or whatever in milkweed. It's a plant that I used to, in Ohio when I was a kid, I used to love it. It wreaked havoc with my hay fever. Actually, but it had all these silken like strands. It was soft and everything. I wish there was a way that you could like knit with it or crochet with it. It's so soft.
I'm
It's like,
sure someone has figured
it's
it
like,
out.
well, I couldn't do it. I would start.
Well, yeah,
I
but-
couldn't do it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Christmas stuff. It must be Christmas themed. And if you have any questions, it's all answered in the threads, or you can, ask in the thread itself, and Rena will answer, somebody else will answer, or someone will tag me, and I'll answer after talking to Ty, because Ty is not on the threads very much. Tag me or Ty.
And usually mom actually is more up to date on what the along rules are. I usually have to look them up.
The colors for this are reds, greens, blues, silver, gold, white, cream, pink, and purple. Okay, shades of those colors. Okay, if you wonder why pinks and purples, we have Advent candles, and those are pinks and purples. So pinks and purples. Okay. Featured yarns and patterns, the same as usual. My stuff, Taya stuff, Laura stuff, as long as it meets the parameters in the along. Besides knitted, loom knitted, and crocheted items, you can also do handmade cards. Okay.
Yeah, because that really fits the Christmas thing.
It does. Christmas cards. So if you want to do something that's a paper Christmas card, what do you call it? I can't think. Like a cloth Christmas card or whatever.
Oh, okay. I hadn't realized that there were.
Well, they're all kinds of cards. I mean, people do all kinds of things. They do paper piecing and all that kind of. I don't know.
They were talking about. I was listening to a book on things that people did in Jane Austen's time period, and they would say that people would decorate tables. So they would cut up these papers, usually colored ones, and they would just sort of spread them on the table until they made a pretty design, and then they would like make it so they stayed there. Either they put something over it, or they'd stick them there, and then that was like decorating the table.
That seems like more trouble than it's worth.
Well, it was supposed to be an accomplishment.
Yeah, I think that I know that people. I don't know how it works, but I think they do paper piecings like quilting, but it's with paper. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I have to look that up. It sounds interesting. Featured patterns. Okay, there will be prizes. All right. The one that's the big one for us here is the Tea and Tails, which is in the third quarter, which is really strange to say that we're more than halfway through the third quarter of a year long along. This one obviously runs, well, maybe not obviously, it runs January 1st of 2022 through December 31st, 2022, midnight into January 1st of 2023. It's done. Although if the thread is still open, you can slide something in. Feel free to do so. Just don't wait till the last minute, because we are intending to close midnight Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Yes. It doesn't mean we will, but we are. That's what we're slated for. So for all of you people who are on the West Coast, who are overseas, who are, Central, whatever you are, keep in mind that our intention is to shut the threads, always our threads, midnight Eastern Standard Time on the date that we state. Okay?
But intention versus reality.
Yeah, that's another thing. Okay? Now, basically the same rules here, except that this has to be related to tea and or tails. Our featured yarns and featured patterns, mine, Ty's, Laura's, but also Joanna Johnson, Mom Cook, and KF Jones, who, whatever it is that is Christmas, not Christmas, tea and or tails related. Tea and or tails related. And I know some of you might have stash yarn of Kay, so it includes Kay's yarn. If you can make a case for it to be Christmas related, or you put it in a Christmas project.
I think the kit that you got me might have been Christmassy because it's all like sparkles.
Well, I got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
So
I don't have a whole lot of it left.
I couldn't believe I actually snagged it.
I was so excited. I've used it in so many different little things.
I was unable to get any of her yarn because it was always gone right away.
And the set you got me does have nylon in it, so I have and can use it in heels and toes.
Let me just write a note here. Aftertaste, which it kind of reminds me of mild dirty socks.
Well, sometimes when you have iced peach tea, even in places like Olive Garden, it might have a weird aftertaste after a while. And I've never been able to quite identify it. It's like you'll have it really sweet, and then after a while you just kind of have this odd aftertaste.
I wonder if it's the sugar they used in there. Though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just I've usually noticed that.
Okay, now just for your clarification, you know that my stuff right now, I have mostly yarns, and my one pattern is knitted. But I may have crochet patterns coming up in the future. And Talia's got knit and crochet patterns. Mom Cook is predominantly a loom knit provider for patterns. Kay is predominantly knitted. So somebody's dinging me. So you have a bunch of options here for knit and crochet patterns if you want to use the featured yarns and patterns.
Mom, you might want to. Oh, you do have it covered because the Patreon text group is active right now.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah. Yes, I was just going to say make sure you have something under it, but you do.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to keep getting buzzed.
Yeah. Okay, so the hashtag for this is PHN Tea and Tails 2022 on Instagram, and we'll be pulling for prizes September 30th, I think it is. July, August, yes, September. We'll close this third quarter September 30th, but the thread will remain open because then we have the last quarter to do. Okay, Tortoise versus Hare is the last one. That's not ours. That's Laura's. And she asked us, that's Crocheting Hoovian, and she asked us to be co-hosts that she does every year. And of course, every year we say yes, because it's fun and we enjoy it and we're honored to do so.
And she created it for us.
And she created it for us. Okay, and Laura's amazing. So,
Yes.
our rules are basically her rules because it's her along.
So it's very open this year.
It's
to
very
all
open
crafts.
for all crafts. The hashtag is Tortoise versus Hare, Tortoise vs Hare 2022, and the featured yarns and patterns remain mine, Taya's, and Laura's. And the same thing with 2 chances at a prize if you use a featured pattern or yarn for a finished object. And if you have both a featured pattern and a featured yarn for a finished object, then you have 3 chances at a prize if but you're responsible for multiple postings. Now, we've also opened it up, because Laura has, to things like glitter craft and paper crafts and cross-stitching and sewing and all that kind of stuff. So go hog wild. You've got about a little less than a month, right? A little less than a month?
Something I feel like my ear needs to pop.
Oh, no, we have a little more than a month.
Okay.
Because we have all of September,
Right.
and half of August. So you have a month and a half where you can just go wild. Do your paper crafts, do your crocheting, cross stitching, painting, whatever, diamond painting, whatever it is you want to do that does tea and or tails. This is the only one you'll be able to do this in. So, because she's accepting everything, we're accepting everything. Okay. Let's see here. And that takes care of that. Takes care of
Okay.
that. Definitely has an aftertaste. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It's okay.
She's not your favorite.
I mean, I wouldn't like turn my nose up at it. It's
No,
something
no,
to me. It's just,
but you wouldn't necessarily go out of your way to purchase it. I didn't mean to get something in my pants.
I don't know. Okay, guess it's my turn.
It is.
I have 6, plus 6 including the thing.
And I have 5. Because everything else goes in designs, but you also have far more. You have several more things I don't have,
Well, one of mine, I have 5, but and then one in the designs.
and then you have a couple of different paper things. Like you have stuff in your bag there,
Okay.
and you have yarn dyeing. But
All
these on my glasses.
Let's see here. Okay, my first thing is in my Knitting's My Bag, large Angels bag. At least I don't have to do any twice-twicing.
No twice.
This is my Film Noir shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And I'm getting close to where I want to change colors, I think. It hasn't been growing quite as fast because I haven't been working on much of anything. And when I do, it's been kind of like, okay, I want to work this project only.
No, I get that.
So, I've been kind of tired this week, and also there's been a fair amount of stress.
Yes, there has. been.
So I just kind of want to shut down when we have stress and just like sleep. But sleep and pray, right? It's better than what I also do, which is bake.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't made those protein donuts before now.
Well, there was too much stuff in the house, and I didn't want them to go bad.
She is trying a new brand of protein donuts. This lady, actually, I watched this lady's podcast. It's called My Thoughts Will Probably Offend You, and she's a one of those personal trainers, and she created these protein donuts. She and her boyfriend. He's like a cook or something. So she says, as a former fat girl, she knows that best way to get someone to eat, good food is to make it taste good. And she says she made sure it tastes really good. Mom, you have to bake them,
Yeah.
but
Well, and what
you're not going to do in the donut tins, right?
I don't have the donut tins because I didn't want to spend the money for the baking donut tins and the mix because it is a little expensive.
Yeah.
Anything that's kind of specialized is. But if it's worth it, I'll pick it up.
Right, because
But-
then you have the whole thing.
But having said that, I have 2 different size. I have a mini loaf pan and a mini like
Muffins.
cake or I had that too, but anyway, I had these mini things. So I'm going to try the mini loaf pan first and see if I like it, and then when I get my next order, I'll pick up the tin.
I think you got the apple strudel one, right? You got something.
I got the apple, but it has pumpkin in it. I don't know what it's called. Apple something or other.
It might have been just how she added some more nutrition to it.
But I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is
Oh, somewhat related because you're talking about how you normally stress bake.
Right. And exercise is another thing, and I have been doing a fair amount of that. But so this is what it looks like. And I can't do the exercise that I really prefer to do when I need to get stressed out, which is the step machine.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this is actually it's an elliptical. It's growing fairly well, even though I haven't done a whole lot on it.
Well, it's crochet. If you even work on it like
Well, it's
a little bit.
It's crochet, but it's also in a larger yarn with a larger hook. Because I'm using a larger hook than maybe you need to use for a DK.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say, I thought, this is the worst of it. No, it's not. It's DK. This is Miss Babs that I'm working with right now, I think.
Yeah, you have, that's Miss Babs.
Because I have Dragonfly in here too.
Yeah, but this black and white one's Miss Babs. I helped you pick it up.
That's right. I picked up another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has
so because it was a saga to get what you wanted, I remember what that one is.
It's hard to find it.
Yes, you had to go to a different base.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all I have to say about this.
Okay, so for me, let me pull up my notes to see what's first. I think I know what it is, but I tried doing some of order because I don't always remember the pattern names, and I need to be able to find them. I could just look at the patterns in the bag, but that would make sense. Okay, so first of all, in my Laura Teapot bag, not that bag, this one, is the Project Lawrence hood, and it's the Thorns Hooded Cow pattern. So here's the bag. It's really cute.
It is cute.
It's a Knit for Brains bag.
Very well made.
Very well made. And I finally attached the new skein, and I think I have to measure again to see if I'm gonna start shaping it.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I love the spiraling you've got here.
Why do you have to measure it? Doesn't it just...
Well, it's so you start knowing how to. It's not just.
Doesn't it give you the rows? I mean, that's what I've been doing, following the rows.
It says at so many inches. Well, I think it says at 2 inches you start.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't reached the part where they have
Yeah.
inches.
So what happens is they'll say at 2 inches you start. I'm sorry, 4 inches. Or if you want a longer neck or shorter neck or whatever, you can adjust. And then they go and say, okay, you begin the increases.
Right.
But they want to get to a certain length
Right.
before they start that. Oh yeah, it's increases, not decreases. I think it goes increases and then decreases.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't think I shouldn't be at 4 quite yet. I think I have a little bit to go. I'm about 2.5, 3.
Yeah, got a ways to go yet.
So, but I love how this is working out. It's spiraling nicely.
Spirals are fun.
Yes.
Kay doesn't like the spirals, I don't think. Or is it the pooling she doesn't
She doesn't like pooling. I don't think she minds spirals, but pooling is. She doesn't do pooling.
She doesn't do pooling. Well, she didn't do mismatched socks either, but she's done those.
Yes, but pooling. She doesn't do pooling.
But she doesn't do that either, mismatched socks. And she doesn't do, a lot of those kind of things. She likes to have everything nice and orderly.
I wasn't surprised when she got rid of the Stephen West
Oh, yeah.
sweater.
I couldn't believe she was doing that.
I know. I was really surprised when she knit that
It just
too.
doesn't. It just doesn't
It's
seem
just
like...
not her style. It doesn't feel like it's her style. And she didn't even enjoy knitting that much.
I don't know what I did here with this. Every once in a while I do this with a drawstring.
I think
It's I'll deal with it later. I can't be bothered with it right now. That's bad. That bag is old, so I'm not surprised that I finally did something to it. I have a hard time with those kind of drawstrings, not because they're not made well, but because for whatever reason I pull them off kilter.
Well, also you have to find like the right string to pull,
Well,
so
yeah,
you're not
and
pulling the same side.
It's see this one. I see the I have the thing here, but I don't. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it gets slid down.
Yeah, it's. I can feel it right here. See it? There it is. It's not coming out though.
It's trying.
This might be an operation left for another time.
Well, do you have anything else to talk about, or is this?
I'm done.
Okay, hold on. We're coming up. We're escaping. We're doing it. There we go.
Thank you. There we go. Now I can close my bag. See, what happened was this thing here, you see the little knob here? It got inside the gathering area there. And so it was keeping me from pulling my bag shut. It's nothing to do with the bag. It's just I do that occasionally.
Yeah, it just sort of gets uneven. Okay, so next is the one I'm working on now. So in my Silver Shed USA books bag with the really pretty golden interior. I really enjoy this pattern. I always think it's a KF Jones pattern, but it's not. This is the Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. And I'm using West Yorkshire spinach. Not spinach.
The spinach? Spinach?
Let me try that again.
Spinach?
West Yorkshire Spinners in the Kingfisher colorway.
We should call this Eat Your Spinach.
I need to make again. There was a good smoothie. I can't remember which one it was. That actually had spinach in it.
Well, spinach, they put a lot of fruit smoothies with spinach.
Yeah, and I forget which one was. It was actually pretty good. But the thing is, I like the texture of the one I have so much
Right.
that I just tend to add different fruits to it. I do think that this is coming down. Might be my imagination now.
Oh, it's not going to come down any more than you just looked at it.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying, though, I think it is. Okay, so we think I had a skin reaction to possibly blueberries. Nothing serious, but...
Bumpy bumps.
But you don't want to get to the point where it progresses. Okay, so...
You should probably get your allergy tests.
Well, the thing is, if it's mast cell, it doesn't matter if you get an allergy test. You might have a mast cell reaction one day, and the next day be fine with it. Foods that you always were able to tolerate, you then can't tolerate. A lot of times with mast cell, allergy tests show nothing. Because it's just the mast cells that's being hyperactive. Okay.
Very pretty.
Yeah, I really love how this worked out. And this is the, not spruce. It's the,
What?
the
Juniper.
Juniper, thank you. I always
I was
have
trying
to
figure
think
out
about it.
what color you want it to.
Yeah,
pop
juniper.
out.
And I think junipers do have this kind of color to it.
I always think of juniper as being green. I know it's probably not, but
I think it's a bluey green.
let's see this. That's a little different shade.
So, junipers, the heels and toes. And yeah, I love this pop of orange. I know initially I wanted orange heels and toes, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get them. Because I really like how this is turning out.
It's cute. It's very restful.
It is. And the nice thing is that peacock is actually different than it. I thought this was peacock, but when you have it next to peacock, peacock has more greens.
Doesn't it have purple in it too?
I can't remember. I have to look at
remember.
it. It doesn't have the orange. I know that
No,
much.
peacocks don't have orange. It might not have purple either. It might just have a different kind of blue.
Yeah. So this is the second sock. So it works up. This works out pretty quickly. Not to mention, if you have your reward of the next color, and
One more row.
particularly a lot of times if I get, although this blue is really pretty too. I say a lot of times the reward is the orange, but each color is kind of reward. There's a lot of pretty colors in this because I really like. It's almost like a teal here, and that's a really pretty color.
I like that other blue.
The dark one or the light
The
one?
dark one.
That one's really pretty too.
I'd love to know how they do that kind of. I guess they kind of, because it's too regular to be speckled.
Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously now it probably is machine done, but there must have been. There's still technique that gets it so nicely, and it's a fairly consistent thing across their patterns. Now, it's more so for the birds that you have this. I don't notice it as much in the Christmas one I'm working. You have the stripes, but you don't have this section of like. It's almost makes you think of a chessboard. Or like
Makes me think
racing
of-
stripes.
It makes me think of a checker tablecloth.
Where, I think in the Bullfinch it was like a black and white one. And probably in the Owl it was like a brown and white. Or brown and tan. Little checkerboard part. So you have it in each section. It's usually just that thin line that separates colors. Gives it a nice little feel. But yeah, that's all for this one. I do enjoy working it. When this one's done, I'm not going to start another one right away because I have another West Yorkshire spinners on the needles, and I don't need to have 2 on the needles like I do currently.
Right.
When that one's finished, I'll be allowed to. I might move. Well, let me think. Yeah, I might move that one to this bag, depending on what bag it's in, because it is using this blue for its heels and toes and everything. Because my Christmas bag that Brittany gave me is holding a different pair of socks.
All right, in my Knit for Brains bag, I've got the drawstring version, and it is holding up beautifully. I am trying to do the same thing that I did with the other one.
Although it's made slightly differently, is it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Just have to remember to pull from here, like this.
I think it's also harder with the knots to maybe slip it through. I don't know.
Oh, that had a knot.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Here's my knit. It's a nice size bag for what I'm working on. I'm working on the Arwen's Hooded Cowl project from the
Thorns Hooded Cowl
Thorns Hooded
pattern.
Cowl pattern. And this is in Miss Babs in the blue slate colorway.
It does look like a skirt.
Isn't that pretty though? I love that color. It's kind of a federal blue gray. And it's coming up pretty true, I think.
Well, the one that's going to be truest is the one
Yeah,
up
I see
there.
it. I see it. It's not much different though.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And I'm still in the same section because I do maybe half a row or a row while I'm on the podcast and I don't work on it again because I haven't had time really to just sit. And when I've either been tired or like I went to the hairdresser and I think I worked on one project and then I didn't do much of anything. I was tired. So I just didn't.
Well, if you're not too tired, you'll have time in September.
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have except to make sure you have everything you need and all that kind of stuff.
Well, in the waiting room, though.
Oh, in the waiting room, yeah. I got a lot done in the waiting room last time. So, but yeah,
Especially since this time I really plan to bring my own project instead of stealing yours.
well, I have a feeling my suitcase is going to be a little bigger because I didn't expect to stay last time.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to stay, but Daddy didn't want me to, and then he looked at you and he said, "You better stay." So,
I don't think he realized what
Yeah.
a big deal the surgery.
I mean, I put in extra like underclothes and stuff like that just in case.
because you figured he probably changed his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think he realized, how big of a deal.
So yeah, so that's all I have to really say about this. It's basically I'm still just on this one row, not this one row, this one section, and I think I have after this one I have a couple more rows, and then I go to the purling, and then it starts getting fewer and fewer. And
Now
fewer
you
rows.
will need, regardless of whether or not you make the big hood, you will need the second skinny arm.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
and at least it was over there, unless it's in here.
You might have moved it when
No,
I told you
it's
that
over there.
last time.
It's over there. I haven't used it for anything because I knew I had only 2 skeins of it, and I knew I might need it. I don't think I've used it for anything.
No, I think it was the other skein that used, other yarn that's
The other
similar.
gray,
Yeah.
the gray side. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's very relaxing if I just sit down and do it. The thing is that my husband doesn't like me to do any knitting while we're having date night on Friday, so because he wants it dark and he wants to just
And he wants to make sure you're enjoying the same movie he is, because a
Yeah.
lot of times he makes an effort to choose a movie he really wants her to see.
yeah. So I can't.
He doesn't even draw.
I can't do anything but watch the movie and have maybe popcorn or an ice cream or whatever it is. I can't eat popcorn right now, but an ice cream or whatever, and then just watch the movie because Saturday I can do it, Sunday I can do it, but not on Friday. That's date night, and I'm not allowed to eat while we're watching the movie. So,
You're not allowed to eat?
I mean, I'm not allowed to craft.
Well, I think he likes to pretend it's a theater.
He does.
Uh-huh.
And
Because he doesn't even draw.
No, he doesn't, and that's full disclosure. He's not asking me to do anything that he isn't doing himself.
Yeah, no, because he wants to be as much like a theater as possible. Usually, if it's just a normal movie night, he would have his drawing out, might even have his tablet out, well, and Mom would be crafting or whatever she wanted to do. But Friday is their special fake movie theater night. I know sometimes I feel like I have to be super quiet in the kitchen when I want to get something because I don't want to interrupt that, but I really am hungry and want food.
Poor planning on your part.
Well, the thing is, I can't go in there really when you guys are setting up. You get your popcorn or whatever. So when I'm able to get in there, also it's about the time I get hungry. So yeah, I just try to be as quiet as I can and turn as few lights as I can so it doesn't affect the movie too much.
All right, it's your turn.
Yes, okay, so let me just finish this needle because I have only like 4 stitches. I'm on that really pretty light blue. You know, the blues in here, a couple of them make me think of the, remember that blue shawl I knit that really is not colors you would have thought for me?
It wasn't blue. It was blue and it was blues in it, but it wasn't blue. It had gray and blue and.
Yeah, you're right. I chose it initially. It was like a pretty grayish blue. That was actually the color that made me want to do it, and I chose colors around it, which is rare for me. I'm not usually a gray person, but I fell in love with this gray, and I can't even remember what the colorway was. It just caught my attention.
I remember that was pretty. That was Dragonfly Fibers.
No, Miss Babs.
That was Miss Babs.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Miss Babs. I fell in love with the gray, and I was like, well, now I have to, stuck myself. Now I had to choose colors around it.
One of them you chose was Chirp.
One of them was Chirp, and then I had I had a really bright blue. I had like a sky blue, and then I had the light gray, which is kind of bluey gray. And I need to wear it more than I do. Like, it would go with this outfit.
I like the majority of colors. I'm not sure why I don't care for the whole combination of it as much.
Well, it's very spring.
Yeah.
The
I think you have a gold in there, don't you, or something?
There's only 3 colors.
Okay, because it doesn't. I'm not sure why I didn't care for it as much as some of the others.
It's a spring color.
It's a beautiful shawl.
It's beautiful, and the only reason why I don't wear it more than I do is it's very springy. Honestly, it's Davina's colors more than mine, but I didn't want to give it up, so I need to wear it more than I do. Also, that one was my second one I knit, so it still had the loops. And I did used to wear it more at work when I worked Northwestern. I'll tell you what, I would catch that one, I'd catch a brown one on like doorknobs and everything because it had those loops at the forest
But
floor.
it's an easy fix, though.
Well, yeah, no,
Just don't do the loops.
yeah, exactly. I actually lengthened it. I took out the loops and I lengthened it the last time I knit one. That's my yellow, green, and blue one. I love that one. It's nice.
That's
and
the
long.
one I'm thinking about. That.
Yes, that one has the color I love the most. It has squash blossom, and it has the inkwell, and it has it's like Dragon's Flight or something like that.
That was the name of it. I don't remember what the color was though.
It's a nice green.
Yeah.
It's like a grassy green. It was really pretty.
It's kind of an odd name for it.
Well, I guess they figured it looked like a dragon's scales. I mean, because some of them are, depending on what mythology you go with, some of them be green. I think mostly for Tolkien, they were black or red.
A lot of times in the different dragons lore, you'll have green, you'll have blue, you'll have red, black, and sometimes purple, and gray.
And then you get a whole different one. Kind of, if you go to the more eastern ones, aren't those usually red? The eastern.
They have the red and the. I think they have the brighter colors. I have to go back and look, but I think they have gold.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with their dragons. I know they're quite different. And I know, like, Tolkien's, he calls them worms. Like, the first one had no wings, and he was, like, black. And then you go down the line, Smaug is red. But his dragons seem to be either black or red. But anywho, notes. Is it my turn? Yes, you did that, right?
I think so.
Okay, so next... Okay, I hadn't worked on this one in a while. But I had made a lot of progress on a project that was really wanting to get done before surgery. Or get to a certain point before surgery. So I let myself have a reward and work on something I haven't worked on in a while. So this is my Firefly bag.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yes. I don't usually use this person's bags very much. I love their needle their DPN holders. They're actually my preferred DPN holders. This is Slip Stitch Studios.
Yeah, I have one bag of theirs I think I use for stuffing.
Yeah, I have one or two others of theirs, but this is probably my favorite of theirs. This is the Firefly one. And in here I've got the Grayard socks, and these are the Graveyard Field Socks by Pat Hensley.
And for those of you who are PH editors, that's Looney Hiker.
Yes. I tried to see if I had a longer cable for my US 2s, but I don't. So,
You need a magic loop?
well, I'm doing 2 at a time, so you have to.
Oh, 2 at a time.
I mean, usually 2 at a time you magic loop.
I don't know. I don't do magic looping.
So
I don't do socks.
these are toe up.
No, Laura, I do not do socks.
And I have quite a ways to go. Oh, that's showing up nicely.
Maybe if I say I never do socks, will that turn out well? Maybe if I say I never do socks, I'll end up doing them.
Because sometimes you can't, in certain lighting, like in my room, you can't always see how pretty they are.
Those are gorgeous.
This lighting really shows it up. Because I was wondering at first if I didn't choose a good color for it. But now that I see it out of the lighting in my room.
Well, it works with the name of it. What is the color?
I don't remember. I think this is one that I might not even have the tag anymore in here. Because I wound up the yarn in two different balls because you had to separate it.
Right.
So I can't remember what yarn this is.
I like the color of it.
Yeah, it's really pretty. But yeah, so this is working out nicely. Yeah, I don't usually knit toe up, but yeah, it's fun. I have a ways to go before the heel, though.
Mhm.
I think one of the big benefits, of course, is you could try it on to a certain point.
Right.
Although I do try on to a certain point my if I want to make sure my leg stretches enough, that's the proper width that I need, particularly color work or something, I will put my sock on while I'm knitting. It's just not going to be for length of foot. So yeah, these one.
That's a big bag for that.
Well, the reason I chose is it has pockets.
Mhm.
So I think it's actually meant for this. It has pockets that you can put your two yarn balls in, and you can separate them. And so then I have one in one pocket, one in the other, and I have it separated by this here. So like when I pull it out again, my yarn will never tangle because they're separated by this strap.
Right.
I mean, it's tangled right now because of the way I put it back in, but so it really benefits me to do it this way. Oh, there it is. I put it on the wrong side. Yeah, there we go. So you see, look, it's separated.
Right.
And I usually open one of my drawers of my desk and hang it off of here, and then I close the drawer so it stays put.
Right.
It works really well. Yeah, see, look, it has a strap to feed your yarn through. On each side, this is actually what it's meant for.
Right.
So it keeps your yarns from tangling
Color
within the
work,
bag.
Color work and two at a time. And that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So that's really the main reason why I went with this bag, because it is meant for this sort of thing.
It's a big bag for socks.
It is, but like I said, it solves a problem of having to constantly unwind your two.
Right. I need to do something about this one because it's just too many ends.
Speaking of which, it's your turn. Is
Yeah.
that the one you had, Joe?
Yep. Just let me get one more stitch or two so I'm not going to fall off my needles here.
You're going to fall off your needles?
Yep. I think, is the V-neck working out?
She might be.
Okay. So in this is a house yarn, that a bag that Brittany gave me a while back. It's my country bag. I love this bag. Brittany gave it to me and it made me happy. So I think about her when I see this because she's a farm person. And in here is my Country Roads blanket project from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern by KF Jones. And I'm still in the same colorway and everything because I really didn't work on this much. I think I worked on it on the podcast. I'm actually not sure what I worked on this past week because I just kind of transferred everything. I had a bad habit of not transferring my projects and stuff, and so I don't know exactly what I worked on. I know I worked on almost everything that I had with me last week, except for a couple of notable exceptions, and you'll realize that when you see. But I'm I'm about 3/4 away with this color, and then I'll go to the next one. This one is my Little Bunny Foo Foo color, and so it's just, this is fun because I just knit. I don't do anything fancy. I don't have any special stitches. It's just garter, and it just goes. And if I actually would pay attention and maybe get the strip done, then maybe I could start the next strip over. But like I said, I feel like one of those kids who's like, I don't want to do it. You want me to do it? I'm not going to do it. I'll get to it. I think once I get to the point where I am actually doing the second row, then I'm like, oh, this is cool, and
Yeah,
I can,
yeah.
you know. But right now, I don't want to think about anything.
Right.
I mean, it's just I just don't want to really. I don't know. I just don't want to do anything that's taxing, and that sounds really stupid because, you know, it's not taxing to.
Well, it taxes your brain, makes you think a little bit more.
I don't. If I'm not ready to sit down and write, which I love, I mean, writing was one of my first loves. I've been doing since I was a kid. Then something like this, where I love it, but it's not my first love. Then I'm not going to want to do this either. So,
Now, arguably, actually not arguably, this is more portable and less attention grabbing.
well, what happens for me when I write is I get really caught up in so
Well,
many.
that's the only way you can. You can't, particularly if you're writing fiction. Actually, I think if you write anything, you really have to be zoned out of what's around you and to be zoned into that. So it's really not something that travels well if you have to possibly interrupt at any moment.
I mean, I used to travel all the time. I was very difficult to live with for a while because I would get very annoyed if people would, because I was working on an actual novel and people would come and I'd lose my train of thought.
And so it's writing is a jealous mistress, and you really have to, if you want to have any sort of life at all, you have to set aside, this is writing time.
And you have
But-
to stick to it. The problem is when you're on a roll,
That
you
is a
can't
problem.
stop. You have to keep going.
Well, that's what I felt like with the writing patterns. It's a certain high that you feel.
Well, unless, like, I learned when I was in the height of writing stuff seriously, I learned how to take notes. And sometimes we were almost chapter type notes, but a lot of times they were just like, okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, I'll flesh it out later. But for a while, it was like, I had to get this down.
We've had brainstorming sessions that have gone overtime before.
And this is for something that's not going anywhere. I was working on something that was intended to go somewhere, and it was like, I need to do this, and you know, it can. You have to be careful because it takes away time from your family. My husband got mad at me, so you know, and rightly so.
Well, because you're living in a fantasy world.
Well, not even that. It's just I was taking too much time away.
Well, yes, I mean you are more present in that fantasy world than you are in your real life. Is what I was trying to say. Because that's where your focus is and almost your priority.
Yep.
And you don't realize that. I don't think that it's happening
No,
until.
you don't have a clue.
Whereas when you have something like the crafting, it's a little bit more portable. You can pay attention to other people, especially if you are somebody who, like, you could take your crocheting, unless it's really complex. You could be talking very easily and do your crocheting, versus used to even try to write movies.
Yeah. I used to write. Football was a godsend because I could kind of half pay attention. I'd have my computer out or my notebook, and I could do that and write while he was watching football. But we don't watch football anymore. We don't do sports anymore. That's a whole other topic.
Well, we also made a family rule not to have the laptops out.
Yeah. So I would write on my notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laptops are not allowed in the.
Well, I think part of it was because for a while we were having everyone
Had laptop.
have laptop because both of you and I were writing.
Yep. And Davina has her laptop.
Yeah.
and it's just like,
She didn't have one at that point.
no, she didn't have desktop.
That rule was mostly for you and I. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. It's your turn.
Yes, I just want to move my second cup of tea over. I was never serious about writing as mom has been. I am a dabbler, and that's about it.
I miss my music, but I can't even begin to think about adding another thing again.
Yeah, mom has a whole ton of creative things. Like you have so many, it's hard for you to keep making enough time for all of them.
Yep.
Okay, so next is in my amazingly durable little skein in the big wool bag. It has Velveteen Rabbit on here. As I've said frequently, this was one of my favorite books as a kid. My bunny Coco, he's gonna be real someday. he's got the worn out part in his nose, his like where you could tell it's actually changing color a little bit, and his fur has worn out places where it's kind of grayish almost.
I'm wondering if my bear
Went real.
went real, and that's why I can't find him anymore.
That's exactly it.
That's what he went
He went real, and
because he had a little button eye and an eye and no nose. He was all scruffy here and
Yeah,
I just-
he went real. He's out there playing in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wherever you were when you happened to lose him.
yeah.
So, yeah. He went and became real. Coco hasn't made up his mind yet. He's still in my bed.
I want to know where my red pony is.
Maybe he became real. Although he
Wasn't as scruffed up.
He wasn't as scruffed up. So
Because
yeah.
I just he was crocheted, so he didn't show the scruffiness as much. I love that.
And also, I mean, there are toys that you tend to gravitate towards.
Oh, I loved it. That I used to that one and my teddy bear and my Henry, which also now Henry might be somewhere. A big old yellow dog. My parents got one size for me, one size for my middle sister, and one size for my baby sister, and mine got lost. So I think got lost in the move right after my husband and I got married. We lost one of my guitars. We lost Henry. We lost all the Barbies that I was going to keep back for the girls when we had children. All of it got lost. So yeah, that was sad.
Well, we can decide that Henry became real, decided he really wanted to play the guitar.
And keeping an eye on the Barbie dolls.
And he's keeping an eye on the Barbie dolls because they need protection in the big wide world.
They did.
So
Because they have no common sense.
no common sense, and they needed a big old yellow dog to protect
Yep.
them.
He was. Oh, I love that. I got mad because my roommate one time, one of my first roommates made the mistake of hiding him from me. I went ballistic because I couldn't find it, and I just that was not a happy camper.
You don't steal Mom's Henry. But yes, in my Velveteen Rabbit bag is this. And here's the Starburst socks. The pattern is Vanilla Cream by KF Jones. And I might still be in the Gusset Decreases. Yes, it looks like I'm still in the Gusset Decreases.
I was gonna do her Ollivander
Ollivander?
Ollivander shawl. I had it.
That's a Harry Potter
I
reference.
haven't done it yet.
So this is Flaminkling by the Pool. This is a
Lollipop Girl.
thank you. I was gonna say Laura Concert. I'm like, no, her actual shop name, Lollipop Girl yarn, and this here, the yellow is highlighter, and the pink is like Pinkalicious or something. The one that's in the bag still. That's gonna be the heels and toes for the other sock.
Bubblicious. I know it's not. I'm just saying Bubblicious. You remember Bubblicious?
Yep, Davina used to do it all the time.
Which one do we prefer, Bubblicious or Bubble Yum? I forget which one.
I
she
think it was
preferred.
Bubble Yum.
Yeah, I forget what she liked better.
I mean, I used to have it too, but Davina was more the gum.
Well, that's because when Davina was, Davina's got special needs, and to help her concentrate, she used to chew gum. And that was one of the ways that she was able to concentrate better. I'm not sure why it helped her to concentrate, but it did.
Maybe it was a rhythmic sort of thing. Maybe help with sensory.
Yeah, I think it was a sensory thing. Yeah.
It maybe kind of like helped. Kind of when you stim, it kind of is a distraction from whatever's bothering you. Maybe it's kind of like stimming.
I don't know. It might have been just that it focused her attention on something else, as opposed to maybe whatever was going on in her head. We always had either Gregorian chant, the Daughter of St. Paul, instrumental music on, or we would have and we would have her chewing gum.
But yeah. Whoops.
Of course, the music was very low, so it didn't bother you too much.
Yeah. Well, after a while, I didn't even do stuff in.
Well, but we didn't do it after a while either. After she got used to, because
Yeah, I can't remember when we stopped.
I think we got here, not here, but we might have still done it in DC.
I can't remember. Because, we set desks in here, didn't we? Okay. I can't remember because
Yeah, I didn't.
I think mine was here.
I don't remember exactly. So we moved this room 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we did. And it wasn't until high school when that I started doing most of my work in my room.
I didn't allow you until you were like your second year in high school because I needed to make sure that you were doing that you could actually work on your own. And you guys did. Even Davina pretty much did. I just had to sit with her to make sure she understood the direction.
Well, I think she pretty much always did stay in here.
She did, but she I just made sure she understood the directions. The only ones I might have to really pay attention to her with in terms of stuff was math and sometimes what was it? English, I think. Some of the stuff with poetry and things like that. She could basically do her own thing unless I had like I used to have them test each other for vocabulary and spelling and all that kind of stuff, freed me up to grade papers and things like that.
Although by the time that we were at that point, we really didn't have as much spelling. We were past that at that point.
You had a pretty, you still were doing that kind of stuff, because I remember it, because I put that in place. You guys did
I know
that.
we were doing it in DC still,
Yeah.
but
You did here too, because Davina especially had a fair amount of that still. But you guys had vocabulary up through like 8th grade.
well, I was talking about spelling because we actually used to have a spelling class.
Well, you did. What I did with the spelling and vocabulary was I lumped them together, even though there were 2 classes, so that they had to have spelling words and vocabulary words for my home test, and then you had the other tests. I used to give them for their finals and stuff. I would give them all the words that were on the test, and then I'd give them like maybe 10 or 15 more to study, so they wouldn't know which ones were on the test.
But I think what worked well for you, and this is why you were able to start writing when we were in high school, is after a certain point, I took my stuff back to my room.
After you went through the lessons and stuff.
Right. Well, you didn't really start really doing all the stuff with writing, because there was a point where I would just take my lesson plan and take it back there with me.
You had to check in with me.
Well, I think I checked in between classes or something. And Davina, I think, was always here.
She was.
So if she needed anything, she could ask you from where you were writing right here.
I was usually grading papers too, so
That's why I forgot you were grading papers.
I'm talking about your papers and Seton's, and then I did write. I'd been writing for a while though, because I started back into that when we were in England.
Yeah, but I think there was a period when it started amping up again, is what I'm talking about. When you're doing writing groups online and things like that.
Yeah.
That's more of what I'm talking about. And that happened when I was in high school.
Daddy started me on that only a year after we got here.
Yeah. And I think it was in high school though when you started reading me the stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was my senior year of high school where I tricked you.
Well, senior year.
It was my senior year.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. You weren't allowed. I wouldn't tell you how to get there before
That's
that.
true. That's true. And I think it would have given you time to been reading for a while. I slipped into one of her writing sites. Also, it was the second place. It was.
Yes.
It was the later place.
Yep.
I snuck into one of her writing sites without telling her had an alias because I wanted to get her completely honest opinion on my.
Completely
But it's
honest.
a lot easier. You might couch it more nicely for someone who is your daughter. I knew you would read me things, and we would talk about the writing, and it was a very great way to get to make sure I got an unfiltered opinion. Where you might be, if you've been talking to me about something you knew was my writing, you would maybe couch it a little differently to make sure you were encouraging me to write, versus if you were just reading to me someone else's writing, it would be a lot less of a you wouldn't be couching it the same way. Besides, it was funny when the people thought you were writing twice.
Oh, I love Harry.
Because apparently our styles at that point were similar enough that one of the people was like, okay, does she have 2 aliases here now?
Why do you have 2 accounts? He asked me. He was my mentor. I love him dearly. I wish I knew what happened to him, but
I don't remember when it was I finally decided to let you know.
I don't remember.
Oh, it was so fun. Now, I think now you would recognize my writing style right off.
Well, I'd never seen any of your writing.
No, you hadn't. You hadn't.
And I had no reason to think you were there.
No, you had no reason. I think that I was, before I would show you any of my writing, I wanted to get a completely unbiased opinion. And by, like I said, unbiased, I didn't want you to couch it nicely.
I'm always nice.
Well, like I said, it wasn't like when you were reading stuff to me, you didn't have to worry about being nice about it because you didn't think you were talking about my stuff to me. You thought you were talking about someone else's stuff to me.
Did I do something here?
I don't know. But, your turn.
Okay. Let me just finish this stitch here. Because apparently I got distracted. I'm not really sure what I did here. Let me just... Okay, this one is in my Silver Shed USA PHN Podiversary bag. Our 10-year Podiversary bag. Thank you very much. And you can see the one with the red, us in the red, that's our old logo. The one in the blue is our new logo. And the one that has the white background is the 10-year Podiversary logo.
And of course, all the artwork is Dad's.
All the artwork is my husband's. And the layout is the wonderful Anne. I think her last name is Gardner now.
I think you're right.
But it was Anne Brody.
And it's interesting, like the first one's very cartoony, and then the second one is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Both very nice.
They're very nice. He's got a lot of talent. And there are things like, things that we always say, like, and that's a wrap, and Fun in the Woman Cave, things that we said. We have a sample of my...
we had the chameleon.
We have the chameleon, and we have
Also Dad's artwork.
the yarn that I
used for
developed.
Oh, no, that's for, not the chameleon. That's for... No, it's for fun.
That's for fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all stuff that pertains to what we've done over the years. And my husband does all the artwork for us. And so, yeah, this is the... I didn't show you the project. This is the Country Roads Baby Blanket pattern, a baby blanket project from the... No, this is not the Country Roads. This is the Spring Flowers Baby Blanket from the Surabel Scarf pattern, because everything is better in a Surabel. Look at that. Oh, look at how pretty that is.
It's really pretty.
I like that.
Well,
And
you named it really well.
This yarn was given to me by Kara, and I really appreciate her generosity. The first time I had any yarn like this was given to me by Crystal, who is chronically crocheting, and it was a different weight, and it was a joy to work with as well.
Well, we've now found a supplier who does it in bulk. You have to wait sometimes for the color you like, but now Mom has...
I have 2 colors of ice yarn.
But you have double the amount of one because
Yes.
she accidentally ordered 2. She didn't intend to give us a second
That's
one.
right, I forgot that.
And so she took off the shipping because it was her fault, but she really couldn't afford to take the
Right,
hit.
and we don't expect
And
that.
you were happy to have it anyway.
I was happy to have it. So, but anyway, I do like the ice yarn. It's an acrylic that's worth having. This is very lightweight because I'm using a hook that's not necessary. I think this is a sport weight.
I think it was a blue one you ended up with 2 with.
Yeah, I'm looking
anyway.
at the, I'm looking
So,
at the down
I
there,
mean,
so-
if any of them you're going to end up with 2 with, that's
Yeah,
really
blue.
the one to do.
Or I might make a bigger blanket.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. You could almost make an Afghan and then just keep it for yourself.
But then I'd have to use a smaller hook. Because
Although sometimes you say you like the
I
lighter.
do. I like it. But it
Just
is-
for when it's a
look at
little
the
bit.
look at the colors on this. Isn't that gorgeous?
It is.
So yeah, that's this. It's a baby blanket, and I really wish I could get a hold of Sarah Sweetheart's. That's not her name, but I wish I could get a hold of her because I want her to know how much joy this pattern makes. Because it just brings me immense joy, and I can't tell her how many people I've sent this.
Brenda's used it a couple times, right?
More than a couple times.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me for it. I need your email address, so I can send it to you. I'm probably I don't know if it was Jody or if it was Steph. I forget.
You would
who
have
asked.
Jody's email address. Or I would have Jody's email address because she's tested for me before.
Whoever it was that asked me for it, and I haven't given it to you yet, please ask me again because I want to give it to you if you want it. So, because this is a free pattern, I can do this.
Yes.
It's not. I'm not taking.
It's
any...
just like the Thorns Hooded Cowl, which is a free pattern. Now that one's actually very easy to find.
But this one you can't find her.
Yeah, no, this one
anywhere.
you can't find her. Mom is basically your supplier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pattern deal.
Yeah, pattern deal under the table. Brenda's going to take the cut out of this stuff. She's going to start delivering things. Okay, so... Oops, explain.
Okay, so last one for me is in my... I don't know who made this bag. Oh, wait, no. Did Cappy?
That came from Cat B9.
I know where it came from. Did she make it? I don't think she made it.
I don't remember.
Cappy913, she used to have a podcast.
This was the same time I won that other thing. Because
Mhm.
I always remember she said, funnily enough. And it's the first time I ever heard anyone say funnily.
And I'm not sure she made it or she, if it was just one of the prizes.
She might have made it. She dabbled in a lot of things.
Yes, so.
I miss her. She was
Yes,
a
I can't
sweetheart.
remember the name of the podcast. I remember her, her pseudonym, but that's it.
Knit. Oh, what was it? Was she Knit Nerd?
She might have been. She might have been.
'Cause I know Laura has on her bag Knit Nerd, but I think she might have been Knit Nerd as well.
I can't remember for sure, though.
I don't know. I don't remember. If anybody watched Cat B 913 and you remember her
Her name was
podcast-
Kathy.
Her name was Kathy.
She
Sweetheart.
started about the same time we did.
Yes.
It was you. It was us, Lauren, Lemnick Crochet,
Yeah.
and Kathy. Oh, and also Denise.
Mhm.
We were all around the same
Yeah.
time period.
Yep.
And Denise was Knitting Den, and
Yeah.
I think we're the only ones who are still podcasting in our grouping
That grouping, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we are. I don't.
because of the ones that all kind of came out
Yeah.
that we knew that came around the same time period. Because we were all like couple months apart or something.
Yeah. The other one who came out about that time was Nikki, but Nicole. Not my Nicole. The one that everything she said was gospel truth. And hi, Nikki, Nicole. She's
Yeah,
not
she
Nikki.
was Nicole.
She was Nicole.
Nikki, oh gosh, I used to know Nikki's numbers too.
Yeah, she was like 818.
I used to know it, but I don't remember.
I can't remember. And I can't remember the name of her podcast either.
I
But I don't
used to
think
know,
she's
but-
doing it anymore.
I don't think so
But
either.
she's active on Facebook, I think.
Instagram too.
Yeah.
Because I was really interested when she was talking about the insulin, the implanted insulin.
Yes, I remember that. She's a sweetheart too.
Yeah. So,
I can't
wait, wasn't it like Nikki 1229 or 219?
2219.
2219. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I was sad because we were supposed to meet at Maryland's Sheep and Wool one year and we missed each other.
Yeah.
Or she didn't get there, or I don't know. We just missed each other. I was sad about that.
So, this is my highlighter bubblegum shorties, and the pattern is bubblegum shorties by Sarah R.
Oh, those are pretty. They're really cute.
This is the one, Mom, that I messed up on and had to pull back like
Oh,
4
right.
rows. What I had to do though is I was picking up underneath. So when you messaged me, I was like, I'm gonna have no idea where I'm at if I don't continue.
Yeah, you guys almost didn't get a podcast.
Yeah,
today.
I was halfway through when she contacted me, and I was looking at him like, if I don't continue, I'm gonna have no idea where I'm at, because I had like strands hanging out on this side, and I was on the other side picking, and I was like, this isn't gonna work. I have to continue.
Do you have a pair of scissors?
I should. Let me check one of my bags.
Because I think I need to. I don't think this one will go across again. I can use this for my other thing.
Let me just go and check through. Not this one.
Oh, maybe I have. Let me see.
Oh, I might have it in this one.
It might be a moot thing here. Let's see.
Oh, you said more
Oh, I
bags.
do. I have scissors.
Oh, goody. Because I was gonna say, you said more bags of scissors.
They're not even open.
This bag had scissors too if you had needed it, but most of my sock bags don't.
I need to get more of these scissors.
Last time I looked for them, they weren't available.
I love these nitpick scissors.
And Laura corrected me. I did not purchase this myself. Laura gave me the yarn. It is.
It's hard to remember what she gives us because she gives us a lot of stuff.
Exactly, and I think she had Davina in mind when she gave it to me, and I did knit Davina a hat out of it.
She spoils us.
This is Dinosaurs Rar, and this is.
I can see her saying that actually because I think she made something out of it herself,
She might have,
and she had the funniest expression whenever she'd say "dinosaurs roar."
And this is Dragon Hard yarn. The only one I have of hers, and this is such an unusual color from what I saw of their colors. This was the daughter, or is the daughter. I'm assuming she's still dying. I haven't looked at either of their shots in a while. This is nice and soft.
The mom is still dying.
This is her fluffy sock base. And it is nice and fluffy. 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, 462 yards. And I weighed the yarn beforehand because this pattern tells you approximately how much yarn and how many grams you'll need to finish these socks. So I weighed it and I had enough. That's part of why I went with this one. And look at the little speckles.
So cute.
Yeah.
Reminds me of one that Marigold Jen did. See, the one I have is more speckled than this one, but
Yeah. This is just going to be a fun pair of shorties to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually wear the shorties like, these are the ones when I want to just get out of bed and go to like the bathroom really quick or something. Or if before church I don't want to slip on my little things I put in my shoes to keep from wearing down the shoes.
Right.
But I want something on my feet, but I don't want to put full on socks. These are like my slippers.
Wow, look at this. I'm gonna have to make sure I cut this.
Oh yeah. So that's usually what I use the shorties for, and I only have one pair of shorties. So, I don't know what happened to my very first pair, because the very first pair of socks I made, the ones that I did with the Afterthought heel, those are shorties.
The ones that Rena made were really cute. Do you see them?
I have to look and see.
The one that is my yarn.
I'll have to see. Oh, I think I saw when you pulled it up. I took, because I remember thinking it was a cute pattern.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it again. Yeah, and I do see myself knitting this again. I think it's a super cute pattern. I mean, obviously this isn't going to be like for stripes or something, because I think that would take away from the cuteness of the pattern. But this is perfect for something like this, where I might have gotten bored if this was a straight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you'd get bored with this color. But
no, that was a color.
but I
I thought you
think
meant with the pattern.
well, yeah, I wasn't sure if this color combined with a plain pattern would have made me bored. If the color would have been enough to keep me going.
It was a small enough sock. Excuse me, small enough sock that it would maybe not be a problem.
Yeah, because all you do is the ribbing, and then you're right into the foot, and the gusset and everything. So, yeah, I think this is gonna be a comfortable fit. I do tend to prefer socks with a gusset. I am. I have a few more inches to go, and then I'll be able to. Because it's about 2 inches from my desired length that I have to go. So I have I'd say about 2 inches to go before I can start thinking about the toe. And these are not socks I'm going to be doing heels and toes for, because that's
I can't do anything on this one right now because I won't have to ball this up.
right. Your turn.
Okay, let me just get this so I don't lose my stitch here, or my partial stitch. This is my Virtual Hugs shawl project. This is for Laura Concert. This is from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, because if I don't have a Surabelle and a scrap shawl on the hooks, there's something wrong.
Usually you have multiple ones.
I do. I have 2 of these. I don't have 2 of the Surabelle this time, but that can be remedied later. So I want to put this one in next. So
Well, you're going to need extra Surabelle for, going to the hospital.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a must.
anyway, it's getting large. I want to add that other purple to the bottom of this one, and then I have another purple, maybe a green, and another purple. I don't know. It's almost finished. This is almost finished. I just want to make it's large. It's not, I want to make it super large for Laura because she likes a big shawl. Mm-hmm. And I get
It's like a big hug.
yeah, it's like that was a virtual hug, and I'm not going to work on it right now because I wanted to work on it right now, but I need to first reskein this, cake this one up, and then the next one is already caked up. This one, and then I have a couple others that I might be using as well. So it's gonna it's close. It's close. If I just sit down, and this one I don't mind just sitting down and doing it.
Yeah.
So this is, I want Laura to have this for her birthday if at all possible. I wanted to have it done a long time ago, but Laura said, well, Mom, just shoot for October.
I was about to ask for a reminder. I thought it was in October.
Yeah. So she said shoot for. I think her birthday's like middle of October or end of October. I forget. Laura, you'll have to correct me because I don't even remember sometimes my family's birthday. So you have to remember exactly when in October your birthday is. But yeah.
Well, you're going to be stuck at home for a while.
Yeah. So this is, if my hands will cooperate, I'll have lots of time to dye yarn and to knit and crochet and to write, and maybe catch up on my sleep a little bit, hopefully, because I won't be able to go to mass or anything either, except when my husband's home.
Right, because for the first 2 weeks at least, I will not be permitted up, and if I am up, it won't be for very long.
Well, she has to get up like a little bit at a time every day, but she can't be going places and doing things, and
I can't sit.
yeah, so she's gonna be flat on her back. So I just, Laura, I honestly am working on it. Yes, it's here. Okay, I have to reskein that thing, and she's very easygoing. But Mom, just don't worry about changing colors in the middle.
Don't start new skeins.
Don't start new skeins. Like I don't listen. No, I can't. I can't have something start.
You're
in the middle.
neurotic about it.
It's just, well, I think I have a little bit of K in me. It's just like, ugh. I mean, I think if I started it that way, where, just, because I've done blankets that way, where it just, okay, it runs out here, I start, and it's kind of like if you have a big enough skein of yarn, you have this really interesting kind of pattern to it. Because I'm not sure I'll have the pattern I want, to do that, so I want this to be nice, and so I'm working on this. Because it's for Laura, and it needs to be nice. Okay.
Well, maybe she likes the homey feel.
It is a homey feel. It's patchwork, kind of.
Okay, so that leaves, neither of us have FOs, but we do have,
Oh, I forgot to put this in.
we do have graphic novel.
Yes, let me just get my stuff together here. Okay.
And graphic novel also touches a little bit on, I think we had to combine graphic novel and stash enhancement.
Yeah, you kind of do. Let's see here. Okay, this is for shop. All right, let me see. Oops.
It's funny.
Stay there, people.
People?
People? Peeps?
I ain't people.
I ain't people. Yes, it is a reference.
Glittering star.
It is a reference. Actually, a couple references.
Singing
in the rain. Yep.
And it's not even a couple references, it's the same scene.
But it's two different references.
Mhm.
What did you say? Detrimental to... What did you say?
Oh,
Detrimental...
I know what she's talking about being detrimental to her career, and I can't remember the exact wording because
She was perfect with her little voice and Okay. I'll get to design later. All right, graphic novel. I had a card that I made. It went off. It's gone. I sent it as a thank you note for somebody. Let me see here. I think it's in here. How do you want to work this?
Well, how many things do you have? Any drawings, or is it?
I do have some drawings.
That's so maybe the drawing first,
All right.
or do you want to show your stash?
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I have a real preference. Okay, I was playing around to get an
I
idea
forgot that you drawn.
for the cards. Well,
I
first
didn't see them.
of all, I
That
did
makes me think of it. Are you my mother?
Are you my mother? Are you my mother?
I love that book too.
Yeah, I did too. Those were just kind of. This was kind of rough for the card I sent out. And then this one is very similar to the one I sent out. Those are the owls. I figured out a way to make an owl that I like, so I did.
You know how sometimes an owl, when he looks like he's mad, he kind of ruffles all his
Yeah.
feathers. That's what that one looks like he does. He just like finishing ruffling
not-
them. No, or when they look like they got wet and they're trying to like get the wet. But he looks like he just ruffled all his feathers. Or maybe he's trying to be intimidating. He looks like he ruffled all his feathers.
He's
His
just
chest
a-
feathers.
He's a fluffy owl.
I think about the one owl where, he looked so offended. They were trying to
He's
show...
a baby is what he is.
They were trying to show the fact that owls' legs are long underneath their feathers, and the owl looks so offended that
I bet he's going up his skirt. You know?
the owl looked so darn offended. It was like, what are you doing?
I love watching the little pygmy owls or whatever they're called. Little, I have to get the names, but they're little tiny things. They'll sit in your hand and stuff.
I sent you the channel, the lady who does stuff with birds, and she has those little owls. She goes and runs through different things with different different birds that she has. She doesn't take the little owls out of their little area because I think she's afraid they'll get lost or whatever.
Right. Well, you just
She has
have
to finish training
train
them.
Yeah. Well, I've seen various things where the people have managed to quasi train owls. They're wild animals. I don't think you can actually train an owl, but they just where they kind of tolerate, being with people.
Yeah, well, this lady, that's what she does. Falconry. She does all sorts of stuff with birds. So I'm pretty
birds,
sure that
yeah.
she can train. If an owl can be trained, I'm pretty sure she can do it. She's giving him commands and things like that.
Puffed up with pride.
Is that what it is?
He's happy that he got to be shown. My husband likes the fact that I'm doing cartooning kind of stuff because he likes. I think his first love was cartooning, although he does a lot of portraiture. You've seen his artwork. Many of you have seen his artwork.
When he's just trying to relax and sketch, he tends to do cartooning.
He likes cartoons and stuff. So I find it easier because it's hard for me to do realism. So I'm not an artist. I just dabble. So that's.
I think part of the reason I don't draw is because I've got too much. I've got a tendency toward perfectionism, and if it's not up to a certain standard, I just don't do it.
I get frustrated.
It's not fitting what's in my head.
Because I would love to illustrate my own stuff. I would love to draw the pictures of the people I have in my head and all that kind of stuff. Because I can see them, I just can't draw them.
You see, I can see aspects.
It's more like a generality.
Or to feel a lot of times. like I would know them if I saw them kind of thing.
Yes.
But
Or well, almost to pull a fantasy term, almost as if you could sense them.
Their essence.
Their essence, yeah. Okay. Now what?
okay, so that leads us on to the journals. I'm going to show the baby one first.
Okay.
So these were gifts.
From a very generous person.
Yes. So this is my brain's not working.
Stacy.
Stacy, and she's been a long time PHNer.
And if you see her, she is on Instagram.
Stacy's Journal Journey, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
And I believe she sells them, but I don't know where she sells
She doesn't. She didn't give us a shop, so I don't know.
On
where
her
shop-
Etsy,
It's
so-
not. It's not. There's no Etsy shop
Or
in
yeah,
her
she
bio or
mentioned
anything.
on her Instagram.
So I don't know if she just makes them like on a as order or what.
So I don't know how that works.
Because she gifted these to us. She gave
Yes.
one to Davina, one like Talia's but different fabrics and stuff, with a little book and for Davina and for Talia, and
Yeah.
then she gave me a different one.
Because there's the normal journal size, there's a big journal size, there's like a medium journal size, and then these baby ones.
So cute.
And I always think of the Brontes when they were children, writing their stories in their little book about their little world. And
I think Davina should use this for her thumbnails.
oh, if they're big enough.
Oh yeah, they're big enough.
I mean, I just make her thumbnails this small.
Yeah, she makes them small.
Okay, I wasn't sure how small.
I'm not sure how small, but they're supposed. That's what. That's
I mean, I know what a thumbnail is, but I wasn't sure how much detail she put
Yeah.
into
Well.
it.
Yeah.
Because I thought her thumbnails were bigger than that.
They might be. You know.
But this is really cute. It's got a rose on it. Davina's had a daisy or something. Mine's perfect for me. I like roses.
Love roses.
And there's like these random newspaper clippings in here. One of the it had something in here that amused me. I think it was on this page. Well, there's padding of paper on this side. Okay, let's see. Something manual. I thought there was, like, on one side there was, like, a newspaper clipping that amused me. Okay, here we go. Linguistic geographer is the definition on one side. And then, yeah, it's just fun. She just picks things out of a newspaper or whatever and just put them in here.
She makes wonderful journals.
Yes. So it's just fun. It's cute. It's got this little hanging off thing. Yeah. I haven't quite figured out what I'll do with this one because
Maybe prayer requests or something.
it's itty bitty. I have something for that already. I'll figure it out.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Address book.
No, I have an address.
One
book.
address per page.
I'm
Don't forget the
thinking-
other one.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we were gonna do.
Oh,
Because
you-
I've got stuff in here.
Oh, well, so do I.
Oh,
no,
I didn't know you-
No, I don't have any of this one.
I didn't think you had anything in that one yet.
Okay, this is. I saw this one on Instagram, and I commented on it. People who've been with us for a while know I love Eeyore. So she had. This,
I like your texture.
It's beautiful. It's almost like a quasi quilt,
Mm-hmm.
and she had finished this, and I said, "Oh, I love Eeyore," and
And I
Ty had
tagged
tagged
her.
me for her. Next thing I know, she says. And I had no clue what she was talking about. She said, I need your address. I want to send you some happy mail. I thought, oh, maybe she would send a prize or something. But no, she sent me this, which I absolutely love. It's got the little hangy things. And it's got this cute little mini abacus or something. It's got little beads on this safety pin with a little hangy down thingy. I love this Eeyore cross stitch and some kind of, I'm not sure what this is, applique, I guess. Absolutely beautiful.
stitched? It's stitched?
I think this is cut out and then it's stitched around. I'm not sure. It's absolutely beautiful, however she did it. Now, I was getting ready to put something in here, but I'm trying to see if my husband will get me a color toner for my printer. So
Yeah, because I hadn't realized you'd started yet.
I have something what I want to put up here and then open it up. I haven't got it stuck on here yet, but it's a, whoops, there it goes.
Funny. Eep. Yeah, that would be nice in color.
It says, the most beautiful way to start and end a day is with a grateful heart. And so it's Charlie Brown. So this is going to go here, and I think I'm going to cover that and have remember, you know, and I don't know if I'll write something on top of this or not. But it's got all kinds of neat things in here. I mean, music pages and pretty pages. it's got this little kind of note. It's got several of these lined papers here, so
And
you
you
can write
can-
things.
I guess you could choose whether or not you want. Okay, this doesn't come up the way I thought it did. Because, oh, you could do it in here.
Right,
Got it,
you,
okay.
do-
I wasn't
For what?
Whatever you want to do, you can do inside
Oh,
here.
there's all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Little hidey places.
There are blank pages. I've never used a journal like this. I've always been fascinated by them. I'm really excited about learning how to use this. I keep an eye on Stacy's and a few other people to see how they use theirs. You know, she's got some notebook paper in here that's been like distressed in terms of like crinkled. Scrapbook kind of paper. So this kind
My
of paper.
initial reaction is being overwhelmed, but I think that once you get to using it,
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. She's given us, there's all this different sizes and shapes, and can you see this? You got this, all these different layers. It's gonna have.
okay, so you can actually put something on the inside if you want.
I can put it on the outside if I want to. I can just see like putting like little stick figures and seeing what they do, or something. I mean, it's. Here's matching paper, but there's like. This thing you might want to use like maybe markers or something on it so they can be seen. I don't know. So she gave me Eeyore. Another thing, Eeyore and Piglet. It's a pocket, Eeyore and Piglet.
Oh, okay.
And then there's stuff inside of it.
Whoops.
There goes.
May I put that in
him
pocket?
I think he fell out of there originally.
Oh, okay.
And then like she's got more stuff in this music pocket here. And she's got a couple of pages of stories. "I brought you a little present," said Pooh excitedly. "Here it is. It's a useful pot. And it's got a very happy birthday with love from Pooh written on it. And it's for putting things in." And there's a little bit more in there. Is
it made into pocket?
It's
Okay,
it's
so you put it on.
attached.
I thought for a second because he said for putting things in, I'm like, that would be so amazing if you can make that into a pocket.
I can make it into
Because
a pocket.
then it's got
Even
for putting stuff in.
if it's even a side pocket, like if I decide to
Yeah.
move this down
Uh-huh.
and make it a side pocket to slip
Yeah,
things in.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even necessarily do this part, just this part.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
So
about.
you can slide it in. It's
Because as soon as you said for putting things in, I'm like, that would be a cool pocket.
it just. I just love this. Like I said, I told her when I sent her a thank you note, I said, this is going to be exciting. This is something, it's an adventure. I always wanted to use one of these, and there's so many different kinds of paper, and look at this, it's got lace that's on top of this newsprint, and this newsprint is in some kind of,
That's like
Asian
Japanese
language.
or Chinese or something.
it's written sideways, so I don't know.
well, aren't they?
They write up and down.
Oh, okay.
But it's,
Well, maybe it's not actually written side. Oh, no, it is.
and then, got this envelope has a whole bunch of little things in that I can use here. She is she puts together a very good quality. More Pooh, there's more story here. It's just,
Does it have the pocket here?
um,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, this is just, I'm going to put some tape here because this is tearing a little
Yeah.
bit. And that's fine because
Well, it's supposed to be.
it's supposed to be that way. This little doodad here, I mean, it doesn't have to have a purpose. It's just there. Notes, and it goes and it goes and it goes. I just love it.
Well, the cool thing is if you can use any one of those pockets to hold things you might want to put in there later. Like I said, my initial reaction to something like this is being overwhelmed, but then as I look at it, I can see the possibilities. It's just
You have to let it percolate. I
Yeah.
let this sit. I didn't want to use it before the podcast anyway, which is why this doesn't have anything in it. But
well, for something like that one too, I think you do need a little bit more time to think about it because there's so much going on there. Now, I also was given a journal, and you know that I've always mentioned that I'm not very good at that kind of thing. I tend to just make lists and things like that,
which is what Davina's doing hers.
which is what Davina was doing in hers. We thought that I'd be making like quotes in mine, like from like books I was reading,
And that's why I intended to do something like this at first.
and that Davina would do something super creative with hers. she's the one making lists, and I ended up going a little bit more creative, which I've been finding it very cathartic. Cathartic, thank you. And so I might find myself doing more of this. I have a fondness for I tend to like two things that tend to show up a lot in, like when I have necklaces or things like that, I like things with keys.
I do too.
I tend to like hearts and roses.
Like keys and roses.
And
owls.
Well, yeah. But when I was going for jewelry, those were the things I tended to go towards.
I like lockets.
I do like lockets,
Yeah.
but that kind of falls in the area of keys as well.
No, lockets are different. You know what I like? Little pocket watch things.
Yeah, I've never really been as much of those. A lot of times when I think about the lockets, it's like the lock and key, where it's like it opens.
But that's different. It's different. But I like the lockets and I like the keys and I like the little flower things. They're pretty.
So here's.
She's got the key.
Yes, I got the key on there, and it's got this woven material.
Yeah, it's almost like a burlap, but not.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a burlap. Maybe it's a softer burlap. I don't know. If she's watching, she can tell us.
So
the one she just made has this here too. This particular.
the
set.
story begins.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I like that.
I ended up putting this in the pockets. It's goes with something else that's later on in here. With the people who do my fundraising, we aren't using GoFundMe. We're using the place called Give Send Go, which is Christian run, and they have a section for prayers where people could send prayers whether or not they decide to give money.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I used it for my previous surgery 2 years ago, but this time they did something that they didn't do last time. They assigned me a prayer partner, and one of their Give Send Go prayer partners called me
on the phone.
on the phone, prayed with me. I got her name on a sticky note, and I made sure I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. And that's when I realized I was going to go more creative. So I've got a Bible verse here. We used to do something when I went to school, because I went to Catholic college, where we'd be at like official events, and someone would start up at the podium, and they would just shout, "God is good," and the whole gym would go, all the time. And then they would go, all the time, God is good.
Yep.
So
That's a saying.
and it would just go back and forth. So of course I had to have, when I had God is good, I have all the time, and I have all the time God is good.
Yep.
Then just kind of things that, because we've been having such a battle over insurance, I needed stuff to kind of bolster my spirit. She had sent me these this distressed paper, so I wrote on it. This was not meant to be this artistically set up. My paper rearranged itself and it slid on my lap. I was like, oh, that works.
And how is that not a normal state of affairs?
Well, I was just gonna have like pray, hope, don't worry, like in line, and
this is so much better.
no, I love it so much better. But it just slipped on my lap. So this one I tend to repeat a lot, and you started doing it too. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, and that's a mystic from medieval times,
Yeah.
Julian of Norwich. And then this is what the chaplet goes with.
I say this every single day.
It's a surrender novena. And I was like, well, I'm going to have this in here. I might as well have the little chaplet. So I made myself a little chaplet.
That's that little...
Yeah, the
thing that looks like jewelry.
Yeah, so I made a very small version of it because I wanted to be able to fit in the little pocket. And it gives us this kind of, this wasn't meant to be off-center, but it ended up being off-center, but that worked.
That's the kind of journal it is.
Yeah. Footprints in the sand. And then
St. Paul?
St. Paul, yeah, and it has a Philippians 4:5-6. The Lord is near, do not be anxious about anything, instead pray about everything. And then I took Grandma and Grandpa's note.
Oh, yeah.
And I cut it up to have, like, Love Grandma and Grandpa at the bottom and Dear Talia at the top
nice.
with the date. And if you really squint, you can kind of catch some of the words. And then I put the...
Does it flip up or...
No.
Oh.
Then I put the holy card over it. Because it doesn't... Like, this is from a different part of the letter, so it wouldn't make sense.
Right,
I just wanted the writing behind it.
That's cool.
I wanted the Dear Talia and the Love Grandma and Grandpa. So because I really wanted, I wanted to remember why. I didn't just want it to be like a random
Right.
holy card. So, and it has the date on it so I can remember, just about when that was.
Very cool.
And I mean, this has, I have put little quotes in here already. So there's a prayer there, and here underneath the next one, I've got the Serenity
Yep.
prayer. And yeah, so I have more things in the pocket behind to use later.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I could actually see myself doing some of this in the future. I didn't think I would. Because I was rather intimidated by any of that. Now Mom's sorry, I've got like yarn from my sweater. Okay, Mom's journal still intimidates me a little bit, but I think once I would get started, it's kind of like when you're intimidated by all the things you have to do at work, and it's like, just choose one thing, and then once you get started, all the things seem more doable. But you can't just sit there and focus on the forest. You have to focus on one of the trees.
And I'm telling myself, I don't have to go in order.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to whatever page speaks to me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a day by day. Like I noticed the Stacy showed us a journal today, and she had, I think it was today, she had the date and the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
And people do that. But if I do that, that means I have to go in order.
Right.
I don't necessarily want to go in order. I just want to do what I want to do.
And that's something that I did within here, where I wanted the things where I was just going to write.
And that's actually still not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
You put the date and the time, and the date and the time and the order. The temperature. Even if it is out of order, oh, she felt like doing this one today.
Right,
So that
right.
might be okay.
So yeah, Dad gave me a bunch of stickers too.
Yeah, he told me I could look at his. I said, I'm just going to order that pack.
Yeah.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Okay, because I have another journal. This was inspired by Stacy, because I was going to use it originally for my religious stuff, because we've been going through a lot, and it lends itself more to my whimsical. There might be some religious quotes in it, but it's going to be something different. It's going to be quotes and things like that, feel good things.
You're
and
still
so-
filling out what your other one's going to be.
Yeah, this one is my religious one, and I had a blank, and this is very rough because I wanted to put tape over the top because a lot of stickers, and I was afraid it would get rubbed off. So what it says on here, on the front, it says, "My child, you are worrying too much. Remember, there is nothing too hard for me. You may not see it, but everything will work out in the end. Have faith." And that's what it says here, that got cut off by this trust in the Lord and pray always. And then up here it says, "You are my rock."
Hey Mom, I have several of these. Do you want one? Library card?
Let me just wait a second.
Okay.
Inside here it's got, God will only give you what you would have asked for. And then there's this little rose, and then this is the quote that's in the front. Okay. And then here I've got prayer requests, and here it says, this is something that you know that Ty and I are both part of the Pauline family, and this is what's in our chapel, in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. It says, "Do not be afraid. I am with you. From here I want to enlighten. Be sorry for sin." And under here,
Oh, that works. Nice.
okay, and so that's that. And then under here it says, "Can you not
Spend one hour
with
with
me?"
me.
Okay, which is can you not spend? Okay, and then here I haven't finished this page yet. I'm still working on it, but it's going to be Padre Pio.
Okay.
And his
Pray,
hope, and don't worry. So, and this is just hiding the staple. Where
That's what I had to do.
where I have this stapled in, and this is part of the packing, part of the wrapping that Stacy sent with the journals. I was going to use the print, but it was too much busyness. So I'm really enjoying this. I got a later start than Talia did. I have a whole bunch of ideas of what I want to put in here.
And we were going to look through some of your stuff at some point because you said you had such a surplus. You had doubles. If you have washi tape you don't want, I would definitely have.
If you can show me how to use it,
Well,
I
think using the washi tape, just like I used right here. Now I pasted this.
yeah.
And someone was saying think it was, I'm trying to remember where we were saying it. They were saying like they use it to separate pages sometimes. Like they want to do two things on one page. They use it as separation, or they use it around pictures. You know, whatever there's no limit.
Right.
There's no limit.
I mean, I just, I'm really enjoying this. It takes, I have to find the time to do it, but I enjoy it because it's creative. And so, this isn't completely tied down yet. The reason I have a paper here is because when I went ahead and outlined the other picture, it bled through. So no worries. And I put my
very
at the end.
nice.
So you can see the.
Very nice. Mom, remember you were saying when I was going to be confined to bed and I wouldn't be able to see any of the pictures or anything? At that time, I hadn't started this yet.
Yep.
I'll keep this by my bed.
Yep.
Because you're saying, well, you can just have a picture book full of nice religious things.
Yep.
This solves that.
Yep. It
Oops,
certainly is.
it's
And you
fine.
can have in one of the pockets maybe, or make a pocket in there and just put some holy cards if you want to.
Well, I already do have that, and I actually have holy cards beside my bed. I just chose the ones that I thought would fit in here best.
Okay, do you have anything else to show for the shop?
Well, for the shop,
For the
I
shop.
have not. I have nothing to show. I've
Oh,
worked
and these
on-
were stash enhancements. as
Yes,
well.
these were stash enhancements and paper crafts.
Okay.
Now we can go into shop. For shop, I worked on 2 designs. One of them is a. Okay, so our patrons with their patron membership, the $5 members, which is the highest membership, they get a free to patron pattern once a year, at least once a year, and they're the only ones who have access to it for about 6 months. And actually, I need to release the Palm Bunny because I haven't. He's been due to be released for a while, but I recently just finished a pattern for the patrons. It's going to be going up very soon. So if you are a $5 patron, keep your eyes open. There will be a pattern going up. And if you were present at the live stream, you will have seen that pattern.
And my pattern, I'm working on a blanket, and the Patreons did see this. It's in the very rough stages still. It's in here. So, and right now it's just it's an acrylic yarn. I'm not going to show you because Patreons got to see it, but yeah, it's in here. So we'll see if I actually am able to finish it. I have some questions as to whether or not I'm going to use two stitch patterns or 3. And I also have questions as to whether I want to use one for section or if I'm going to be able to just. It might be one of those things where I say, okay, this is what I did for this one. You can do it however you want. It's a very easily adjusted pattern. And then, do you have anything else for the shop?
No.
Okay,
I
I do. I have a
Because my
new-
shop is on vacation.
Right. Let me just. Okay, let me. This one's falling apart, so I'll use this one. This is the new color. This is Femme Fatale, and it's. I don't know if you can see.
I think it's showing up better on this screen.
Okay, it's a little bit different than this one, which is. It's become raspberry beret. You saw this.
Yeah,
last
you can
week.
definitely see the difference. That one's more purple.
This is more purple. This one's more red. Okay, so I have now 3 reds. I have raspberry beret, which is more of a purple. I've got What a Maroon, and I have Femme Fatale, which is this one, and this one's on a sparkle base. So these 2, as soon as I have the chance to reskein them, will be going up in the shop as mystery yarns. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be doing the mystery yarn, but I want to give it a little more time before I decide to tell my friend Laura Gavis that she can go ahead and take the rest of them if she wants.
You need to develop like a fire truck red,
Okay.
because you already know that once I'm finished with your owl, when I want to start a red owl for me, because I don't have any red sweaters that are
okay, yeah.
not acrylic.
I wasn't sure what you're talking about by owls. I'm like, what owl?
Your owl sweater that I
Sweater.
haven't worked on in a
Yeah,
while,
yeah.
because I needed brain.
Yeah.
I've been working a lot on socks because even though I've worked on some socks with patterning, I don't know why it doesn't feel as complicated right now as working a sweater with
That's where
patterning.
your brain is right now.
Yeah, because I have 2 lacy sock patterns that should.
And if you if you've purchased things from the Mystery Long, thank you. If you're praying, thank you. If you know anybody who knits or crochets or does any kind of like this fiber art kind of stuff, and you would like to tell them that I'm having this sale for Talia, that would be nice. I don't want to put pressure on anybody, but
No.
they're looking for yarn anyway. If you could pass them along that way, we'd appreciate it. We never want to make you feel obligated for anything. This is just if you feel like you can.
Yeah, or you want to. Or
you want, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's no obligation.
There's no, you must do, no.
No guilt tripping
No
here.
guilt tripping, no. This is a guilt-free zone. Just if you feel up to it. And we appreciate all you've already done. Because I know that a lot of you are praying. I know a lot of you have got good wishes for us. Some of you have donated. Some of you have bought yarn. We are very much appreciate whatever
thank
you're
you.
doing.
Yes.
So there's no guilting involved. Just if you happen to know someone who might want to pick up yarn or whatever.
Because sharing is very helpful too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so that takes care of that. So my
Okay,
shop,
so we already did stash enhancement.
Yep.
That leads us on to buys and personal.
Okay, let me just get my show notes because
Yeah, because we're headed at 2:20, so we really do.
I
need
can't
to-
believe that it's 2:20.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, we started at noon.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to move this along. We want to thank people who commented on YouTube and or PHN. If I don't mention you, it's because I didn't see you before I gave myself my show notes to do this. So I want to thank, but we're all thankful for everybody. So please
Yes.
do continue to comment.
I just scattered it a bit, so.
Chronically Crocheting, Meditative Crafter, Looney Hiker. I thought there was one more. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you for the people who comment on the old episodes. I have
Yes.
not had a chance to, well, answer any of.
I haven't even seen them.
Yeah, you don't get notifications
Yeah.
for that. I get notifications because it's my channel.
Right.
So, yeah, people have been commenting on the old episodes, which has been great. I know Brittany popped by my booktube, and I owe someone comments on my booktube as well. I've been very bad about commenting places.
Okay, I would like to do an update for things, but I don't know if we have time.
I can just do very quick.
Okay.
Because, first of all, if you don't want to hear medical,
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
weekend. We'll see you good week. We'll see you next week.
yeah, because there's just so much going. Personal stuff is going to be medical right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give a minute and then you can go.
Okay. So, first of all, I saw my migraine doctor. We probably wouldn't have adjusted meds anyway because I don't have quite enough migraine. They usually about 10 a month, or if you need to be hospitalized for it. I get about 6. I average about 6 a month. And usually if I sleep and take medicine, I can usually make most of it go away. But that doesn't include my light sensitivity. Besides which, with the tethered cord surgery, with this way that works, that can increase migraines. So we don't want to mess with anything until that's done. And insurance doesn't want to pay at all. So we are waiting to hear a quote from the hospital because everything's out of pocket now.
Yeah. Which means everything goes.
Yes, anesthesia, neurosurgeon, hospital stay, everything. So, yeah, we're waiting for the quote so that way we can move forward from
Whatever
there.
we have to do.
Yes. But yeah, that's a big update. We still are keeping our surgery date. We're hoping not to have to move it simply because this is not something that gets better. The longer you wait, the more permanent
Things get.
the things get. Yeah, you might not be able to revert. I mean, there's not a guarantee of reversal anyway. The plan is to stop progression, but the longer you wait, the more likely the symptoms will stay.
Okay.
So, yeah. But that's it for now.
Yep. We wanted to thank everybody who showed up for the live stream. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Even though we were on the wrong day, everybody showed up and we were happy, so that was good.
Even though initially the link didn't work, we had to start a
Yep.
whole new
Yep.
one.
Yep.
So, yes, that was a lot of fun. We will have to give you... We do have a Zoom before... We have a Zoom and another live stream before our surgery schedule. We might have to reschedule the Zoom because it's... Oh, no, your appointment's not till 3. You said that
I'm not sure on that day. I'm not sure which Friday that is.
it was the one in the Zoom. If that does need to be changed,
We'll let you know.
we'll let you know. But right now, that's still on the Friday because I believe your appointment was at 3 because we had talked about it. But, yeah. So, once again, that is the patron-only Zoom for the $5 members. Patrons, keep your eyes out for the pattern that should be released. Everyone else, keep your eyes out on Lovecrafts for the...
Oh, no, that's what you're not saying.
My Etsy's not open, that's why I say only Lovecrafts.
You might want to put it on your draft, though.
I'm not sure if I can do a draft when it's closed.
I think you can.
I'll just see.
You have to see.
At least on Lovecrafts, keep your eyes open for Palm Bunny, because he's been way overdue to be released. So,
Okay, so we want to wish you all a very blessed week full of knitting and crocheting and crafting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. I'm not going to take the clapper out because it's behind everything. But we have to eat because it's after 2. And we wish you a very blessed crafting day, okay? Have a wonderful day. We'll see you here for the Food in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 517, and that's a wrap.